everyone, welcome to Morning Laziness. This is Nilima Kayes, and today we are bringing to you an interview session with Ms. Tara Clark. Morning Laziness is an online magazine dedicated to women. It showcases various articles, personal life stories, and interview sessions on different matters concerning women. And today, our interviewee, Ms. Tara, happens to be the creator of Modern Mom Props. So let us welcome our interviewee. Hello, Tara.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. The sun is shining. It's a little cold here in New York City, but the sun is shining and it's good.
Right. Now, since you're on board with Morning Laziness, how do you normally kickstart your morning routine?
It's a good question. I guess I don't have a lot of laziness in the morning because I wake up and I automatically have to go and feed my cats because they always want the food first thing in the morning. So I wake up and I feed my cats. I try to wake up extra early before my son does so I could get some work done in the morning. I get usually about an hour's worth of work done in the morning, and then my son wakes up and then I feed him and get him dressed, and then he goes to school, and then I'm back home and I continue with my work. So that's usually how my day goes each morning.
Right, that sounds great. So what made you smile today?
Chatting with you.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad I made you smile.
Yes.
So what's a goal you've set to achieve by the end of this day?
That is a good question, but I can say this. I was in the process of editing a video for my platforms, and I was able to do it and post it this morning, and that was a big accomplishment for me. So I was able to probably achieve one of my goals by 9 a.m. this morning, which was very good.
Right. Now, according to you, what are some common problems that the 21st century mothers face?
There are quite a few. I think a big problem now for 21st century mothers is loneliness. Unfortunately, I think a lot of women tend to be isolated from each other, and motherhood can be an isolating thing anyway, even before the pandemic hit. And so I think community is so important for mothers.
Right. Now, as an author, during which part of the day do you prefer to dedicate towards writing?
Sure. I like to try to do as much of my work while my son is at school. So let's say between 9. Now, that's not necessarily to say that I get all of my best ideas at that time. Sometimes my best ideas come when I'm taking a shower or when I'm laying down to go to sleep at night. The ideas pop into my head.
Right. Now, are you currently working on any manuscripts, or what are your writing goals?
Right now, I'm not working on any manuscripts. That's a good question. I'm still creating content for my social media platforms, but I don't have any other manuscripts in the works.
That's great. Now let's move to some questions about your professional side. So tell us, what exactly is community Modern Mom Props all about?
Sure. So Modern Mom Props is an online community. It's an Instagram community where we, as modern mothers, come together to talk about things that maybe our mothers didn't talk about publicly, right? Now we have social media and we're able to share different topics and concepts. Like I said before, about like the loneliness is one thing, whether it's miscarriage or other things that have been taboo in the past. And now at least we're able to speak about it and know that you're not alone, that we're not alone in our experiences.
That sounds great. Now, what exactly influenced you to kickstart this platform?
I started it when my son was 3 years old, and I was looking for a way to connect with other mothers because I did not have a lot of in-person friends who were moms. And so I wanted to meet moms. And so I said, why not start my own community?
That sounds great. Now, tell us about your initiative, Modern Mom Style Box.
Yes, so the Modern Mom Style Box is a clothing rental subscription service where members sign up and they receive 3 items of clothing per box, and then they can switch it out as many times as they want in a given month. And I originally got the idea 20 years ago, because I did not have a lot of money for work clothes when I worked in the office. And so I said, wouldn't that be amazing if we had a way to rent clothes? So you rent them for a little while, and then when you're done with them, you give them back, and then you get new clothes. And all of my coworkers laughed at me. They said, that is the silliest idea I've ever heard. That's never going to work. And so I said, okay, fine. And I went back to work. And now 20 years later, here we are. We have the Modern Mom Style Box, which is a rental clothing service.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Now, what are some programs that you hope to launch this year onwards?
I'm actually launching my own podcast. So that's the newest thing that I am working on. I'm in the process of starting to reach out to guests and all of the things that go in the beginning stages of launching a podcast. So that will be my newest thing this year.
Mm-hmm. Great. And even this year, Morning Laziness is launching something really new. We are launching our very first NFT collections under the tag Women in Metaverse. So when you're free, do feel free to check it out.
Yes, I absolutely will. That's fantastic. Congratulations on that. That's very exciting.
Thank you. Now back to the interview questions. So what are some crucial matters that you cover through your blog?
Sure. Like I said before, we talk about things that in previous generations were not discussed. So maybe it's, pregnancy loss or infertility or divorce or, so many different things that women need to talk about and need to hear other people's experiences to know that they're not alone in their own experience.
Mm-hmm. Right. And what are some social taboos which are very, very, very common in our society, or sounds common to many, that concerning motherhood, especially, that you hope to shatter through this platform?
That's a beautiful question. Let's shatter it. I like that. The things that I mentioned before, but I think another thing too is, like working mothers. Years ago, it had such like a negative taboo. And now I think that, so many women are working, whether it's outside of the home or inside of the home. I think that everyone deserves respect, whether they're working outside, inside, whether they're stay-at-home moms. I think that we need to sort of shatter that concept of, one mom is better than the next mom and this and that. And then similar to that, there's another thing I'd like to shatter is the concept of work-life balance. So many times we say, oh, well, where does this fit in your work-life balance? And I often like to use the phrase work-life effectiveness, because it means, are you being effective in the different areas of your life at any given point? So like, are you being an effective mother today? Are you being an effective employee? And only you can just define what effectiveness is. Only you know what you're living up to your own standards. And so I think it's important to shatter that concept of work-life balance.
Right. Now, the greatest mother of the universe, the Mother Earth, is under the risk of climate change. So the UN Women emphasizes further that women need to be at the heart of climate change. Now, what are your thoughts on reducing climate change, on healing the wounds on the Mother Earth that we humanity have caused over the few years back? So what are your plans to do that?
So beautifully said. I think that women are the heart of most things, right? And so I think that women can lead and gather us together to be able to accomplish great things. But on climate change in particular, we're raising the next generation of children. And even my son himself, he's 9 years old, he's concerned about climate change. And so that is something that we talk about and that we discuss, and we talk about the small acts that he can do as a 9-year-old, the small acts that I can do as a mother and as a citizen. And so I think that it is important to have those conversations with our children so that they know that it exists and it's something that we can work towards together. And so if every mother is having that conversation with their family, and then I think that then it's sort of a groundswell of everyone together to be able to come and make real change.
Right. Now, share with us a short synopsis of your book, A Modern Mom Probes, a survival guide for 21st century mothers.
Sure. So the book lays out 99 problems, and I joke and I say we have 99 problems, but motherhood isn't one. And so it ranges, it is both funny, but also inspirational. So some parts of it will just, have jokes for the sake of jokes, but then other parts will have real information on how to put your baby in a carrier, how to swaddle them properly, how to clip their nails. So it's the perfect book to give a new mother who it may be, expecting or who recently had a baby. It is the perfect gift for a new mother.
Right, and I think every mother who is hearing this now would have wished she had like she could have had this opportunity when she was carrying the child, because it would be like a great guide to like how to be an actual mother, like how to adapt to this new phase that they're entering.
Yes, exactly, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Now, lastly, what do you think this world needs the most?
I think the world needs compassion and respect. I think that it is so, and kindness, obviously, and I think that all goes together. And I think it's so important that people respect each other for who they are, for their own experiences, and that we can show kindness towards each other, even if we do have different experiences. Even within motherhood, women experience motherhood differently. Their children are different, their personal situations are different, but we can still be kind and considerate and show empathy and compassion to other mothers who, like I said, may not be living in the same exact situation that we are, but that doesn't mean that we should tear people down or think that, we're better than them or anything like that. So I think if that concept is broadened to everyone, then the world would be a better place.
Right. So on that beautiful note, we come to the end of this interview session. Thank you so much for joining us today. I truly appreciate your time. And thank you, listeners. Hope you had a great time with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.